To finish off the notes for section 11-3, we're going to talk about what other combinations are out there besides just straight dominant and recessive alleles. And the first one is what's called incomplete dominance. In incomplete dominance, one allele is not completely dominant over another. So for example, you have a red flower that you're going to combine with a white flower, and instead of getting the way that you learned it with a straight dominant and recessive, if you saw the big R, you would think that that is a red flower because one is not completely dominant. This flower would then be pink. So the heterozygous phenotype is somewhere in between the two homozygous phenotypes. The colors then are blended together to give a different color. So this is what incomplete dominance is all about. So if we look at the Punnett square, you do the Punnett square just like you did the monohybrid dominant and recessive, except when you end up with the hybrids, it's a blended color. So you see pink. Even though the genotype is a hybrid, you see the mixed color. Codominance is where both alleles contribute to the phenotype, meaning you'll see both, if it has to do with color, present. So in certain horses, grays are codominant with the allele for white. So in a heterozygous, that means in that particular cross, you'd have a big R and a little r. They're all white horses with gray horses. The gray and the white colors appear separately. So the result is an Appaloosa horse, a white horse with gray spots. So because they're seen together or they're co-dominant, you see both. So you see both white and gray. Multiple alleles would mean there's more than one. So multiple alleles means more than two possible alleles exist in a population. Coat color in rabbits is determined by a single gene with 4 different alleles. So once again, remember the alleles are what's going to go into the gametes. The 4 alleles are going to be capital C for full color, which is dominant to all of the other alleles. And when we talk about blood type, in the next chapter, we're going to see where multiple alleles play a role in blood type. Little c with a C that has a superscript is a chinchilla, and this is dominant to just this allele and the recessive allele. Okay, that'll get your attention, won't it? The letter C with the superscript H is for the Himalayan, which is dominant to just the little c allele, and the little c allele is then albino, which is recessive to all other alleles. So what this means is that you have, if you have a parent who is big C, little c, that's kind of hard to see that that's a little c, and you have another parent that is this over this, you're going to see a full color in this because this is dominant, and you're going to see a Himalayan if they have these two alleles together. because one is predominantly more dominant than the other three, or two, or one. So if we look at our rabbits, this is the rabbit, this is the little rabbit that you usually see. That's a full color rabbit. Here you've got your Himalayan, you've got your chinchilla, and then you've got your albino. And they start with, this is most dominant, this is number 1, this gets to be number 2, this gets to be number 3, and this gets to be number 4. As far as this is most dominant, second, third, and fourth. And if you look at the rabbit's color, you can see where certain colors are disappearing as you move through the different fur colors. Last one is polygenic traits. These are traits controlled by 2 or more genes. Poly, of course, means many. Polygenic traits often show a wide range of phenotypes. So skin color in humans comes about partly because there are more than 4 different genes that control this particular trait. And that concludes the notes for section 11-3.